I have about 365 sermons from my sabbatical, so I will not be telling you all about that wonderfulness in one day. But I did want to say today that John and I got to go all kinds of wonderful places around God's good earth. We walked down Bourbon Street in New Orleans. We walked on Via de la Rosa in Jerusalem. We walked on the road up to the Acropolis in Athens. We walked around the shopping district in Rome. Oops, the shopping district in Rome. We walked on Boulevard Saint-Germain in Paris. And then I was blessed enough to go walk on Winston Avenue in Chicago, where my mom lives, twice. You've been so kind to pray for her all these 2 years, since she's been living with her cancer diagnosis. And I want to tell you, Mommy has a little cancer. She had been told she was in remission, and I don't know exactly what remission means, but it seems like it means your primary cancer's gone, but another one might come. So she has a little cancer in her rib cage, and she has a little cancer in her body. Her numbers keep going up just a little bit. She had another regimen of chemo, 6 doses, and now one doctor wants to dose her again with chemo. Mommy has a little cancer, and there's differences of opinion about what to do. Should we give her more chemo? Should we keep her on this thing called Avastin that keeps the chemo at bay? It keeps the cancer at bay. But make no doubt about it, Mom is a little sick. So my nephew, RJ, is living with my parents right now. He's 22. He went with my mom to the doctor the other day, got the scoop, got the story, and called me to say, Aunt Jacqui, I've got Grandma's back. And we're going to give her protein bars. We're going to make sure she eats right. Yeah. We're going to make sure that she exercises. We're going to make sure that even though she can't turn the cancer back, she can stop it from progressing. I love that. So our mommy's a little sick. Our earth is a little sick. And just like my mom's doctors have different opinions about what to do and how to go, you can turn on your news and hear that the talk of the environmental problems is a hoax, or you can hear that we're at doomsday. You can get an opinion that there's absolutely nothing we can do about it, or you can get an opinion that we actually shouldn't do anything about it, because the whole world needs to go to hell in a handbasket before Jesus comes again. If you listen really carefully, you can hear somebody like Senator John Shimkus of Illinois. I'm embarrassed about that since I grew up there. We don't have to worry about the environment, because in the Bible, in the story of Noah, God promised that God would never again destroy the earth. So no matter how bad it gets, we can count on God to save us. Yes, that's called denial. For the last 330 months, record high temperatures have exceeded any high temperatures in the last century. July 2012, when John and I were walking all over Pretoria, is the hottest month on record of all of human history since we've been taking temperatures. With each 1 degree that our Earth goes up in temperature, the crop yields go down by 10%. There are only 25% of the polar ice caps remaining. Do you think that's a hoax? Do you think climate change is just a scary story to frighten us into recycling? I often talk out in the world about what Middle Church really believes in. And I say our three big issues are racial justice, economic justice, and LGBTI justice. And when I say that out in the world, I say, I don't know if we have time politically to take on anything else. But what I don't say, or at least I haven't said, and I will say from now on, we can't afford not to make a talk about environment a part of what we do in terms of justice. Where there are poor people, there are the landfills. Where there are poor people, there is where the stuff is being incinerated and high rates of cancer go up. Where there are brown people is where the land is not as shored up and you end up with a disaster like Katrina. Race and ethnicity and class correlate with environmental dangers. We can't afford, middle family, not to make it part of the work we do to have our mamas back. Because our earth, the mama, is a little sick. And we might not be able to reverse some of what's happened. The massive numbers of species that are extinct and becoming extinct. Fish like salmon and sea bass that are just have been over-harvested and we don't know how to stop it. Water that is really polluted in such a way that we're going to be eating bottom dwellers. But if we don't take it seriously now, we will not have a mama to leave for our children. So I am asking you to do something different with me. To not feel like we're adding the environment to our very full lives, but instead to have a way of life be that we're going to take care of mama. We're going to take care of mama in these ways. We're going to recycle, absolutely. We're going to reuse, for sure, but we have to reduce because most communities can't even keep up with the amount of recycling that's happening right now. Recycle, reuse, reduce. Is everybody in? 2, we want to make it a way of life to think about how much we pollute the water. What I mean by that is I will wear a pair of sweatpants once and throw it in the washer. I don't like sweaty sweatpants. Do you know what I'm saying? I know you're appalled. I don't like sweaty sweatpants. But I have got to buy biodegradable soap, and I've got to recycle those sweatpants. Put less chemical in the water. I love Dove in the bottle. I just do. It makes me feel happy. You sport on the Quingy. It's all soapy and fabulous. But John and I are committed not to buy any more plastic bottles of body wash. Bars are just as good. Can you commit to something like that? And more than me making a list of things that you can find on the website, I want to encourage you to join up with 350.org. It's a movement that's happening, thank you, Dean. It's a movement that's happening in every country except North Korea. Am I right about that? And we too can join up and stay aware and get involved and get engaged. And then this thing isn't just personal, because the personal is the political. And that is to say, if for some reason our legislators don't understand how important the environment is to us, then we need to make them aware. We need to get involved with Greenpeace. We need to write some letters to our congressmen. And it's not too late, because this election is coming down the mountain, but it hasn't happened yet. So to look on our website this week for the congresspeople that we can write to say, race, economics, and environment track together, and we want you to care about it because we care about it. And we care about mama because this is God's good earth. We were commissioned in the Genesis story to take care of her, to till her, to support her, and to love her. You know, the president's been accused of being a tree hugger. I'm like, yeah, let's join up with that accusation. Let's each of us give the earth a big hug to make it a part of our love thing and to make it a critical part of what we do as Justice Works at Middle Church. Are you game? I don't want us to be thinking about one Sunday a year we watch the dancers dance and hear Teresa sing this beautiful song and say, oh, fabulous, look at what we did for the earth. Each of us has something that we can do, and I'm inviting you to join me in making it not a cause, but a way of life. May it be so. Amen.